Dementia on full display.
No, God!
Last night was a State of the Onion.
What?
And during the clown show, amongst his stupidity and nonsense, a highlight.
Got to be kidding me.
The father of a fallen Marine who was slain in Afghanistan in 21 during that wonderful withdrawal.
Fuck.
Steps up and hits one out of the park.
Do it!
I'm Jazz Berganzo and this.
You gotta say hi to me.
Shut the fuck up!
It's What's Next. What's up, everyone? I'm Jazz Berganzo. What's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Of course, it is Saturday. It is the weekend edition, and in the East, it's a little wet. Hopefully, it's dry where you're at. But anyway, to the matter at hand. This was something I was meant to do yesterday, and unfortunately, due to internet issues and of course my day job takes precedence, I couldn't get it done. But I'm here for you, as I always am. On Thursday, we had the State of the Onion speech. Yes, it was Dementia Joe, and it was full-on dementia on display. Amongst the many lowlights during the 90-minute barrage of stupidity, a couple of highlights. One particularly, a fallen Marine's father. Fallen Marine's father who decided to step up and make his voice heard and hit one out of the park. And here we go. This comes out of the New York Post. Gold Star Dad arrested after heckling dementia during the State of the Onion. We'll play that a little bit, but a little background. A heckler who shouted out to President Dementia during his State of the Union address Thursday was identified as the father of a fallen Marine and later was arrested over the disruption. Quote, America's safer today than when I took office. I know. I'll wait till all the laughing's done. Biden, 81, was in the middle of saying this before he was interrupted by the chamber's balcony. Abbey Gate, Steve McCurry yelled down at the president, 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines. Capitol Police escorted McCurry, 51, out of the chamber around 10:15 and took him into custody. He was charged with crowding, obstruction, incommodating on Congress, a misdemeanor that typically results in offenders released after paying a $50 fine. But being that we are in the times that we are, I'm sure they probably threw him in the gulag with the other 200 other people who were left behind because of the whole J6 nonsense. But anyway, Representative Brian Mast out of Florida, Republican, invited McCurry to the State of the Union and helped coordinate his release in the early hours of the morning of the custody of Sergeant of the House of Sergeant Arms. Oh, so he was released, so I'm shocked there. Quote, Mr. McCurry lost his son due to Joe Dementia's incompetence and lost another son to grief over his brother being killed, Mast told the Post in a statement referring to Dakota Halverson, who committed suicide August 9th, 2022. Wow. Quote, this man and his family has given America more than I could personally bear, and to attack him with a BS charge of demonstrating is a disgrace. McCurry's son, Lance Corporal Kareem McCurry, was killed by a suicide bomber outside Kabul's international airport while trying to process evacuees from Dementia's administration's botched and fucked up Afghanistan withdrawal in August of 21. 12 other U.S. service members were also killed in the blast. Good stuff.
All Americans deserve the freedom to be safe. And America is safer today than when I took office. Year before I took office, murder rates went up 30%.
Yes, I'm calling bullshit on that. Epic bullshit.
The biggest increase in history. It was then.
I was going to add a second part into this in regards to fact or fiction, or I like to call fact and bullshit. And you know what? Sure. Why not? What am I, 4 minutes into the video? Let's go. factcheck.org. So take it as you will. Summary. In his final State of the Union address prior to the November election, President Joe Dementia focused on Ukraine. Yes, more monies for Ukraine as America continues to go broke. The Israel-Hamas war. Yes, we're all in for Hamas. The economy, dead. Reproductive rights, thank God they're gone. Prescription drug costs and border security, which is non-existent. Biden also criticized many of the policies of, quote, my predecessor without naming former President Donald Trump, but he sometimes stretched the facts or left out important context. Stretch the facts left out context. All right. Let's go down the line. Biden boasted that under his leadership, wages kept going up. Call bullshit. But over the entity of Biden's presidency, wages are down when adjusted for inflation. Yes, because we're still in high inflation. Biden claimed that the more recent U.S. inflation rate is about 3%, is the lowest in the world, he quoted. But several nations have reported lower rates than the U.S. in December. And of course, again, let's call bullshit. He again claimed to have to cut the federal deficit by over $1 trillion. Although declined deficits have mostly been the result of expiring emergency pandemic spending. Yes, the wonderful pandemic spending. Yeah. Where is that money? Oh, wait. Biden said that he had created a record 15 million new jobs. His 14.8 million new jobs is a bullshit record for any president in the first 3 years, but it's false due to the high job growth rate that any president has achieved in that period of time, which is absolutely bullshit because you blame the pandemic. That's the reason why there are so many jobs available, more jobs than people want. Yeah. Quote, he suggests that many of the new jobs in semiconductor factories will be paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree. But an industry trade group previously reported that only workers with a bachelor's degree or graduate degrees higher will make that much. So Joe Schmo straight out of college with a C average, high school at a C average, yeah, good luck in getting that job. Dementia said, my policies are attracting more than $650 billion in private sector investment and clean energy, advancing manufacturing. Those announcements about intentions to invest, not actual investments. Then again, when we're talking about clean energy, quote, green new jobs, quote, putting you out of work. Biden's highlighted recent decreases in murder and violent crime rates, but neglected to mention that they are still coming down from their pandemic peak. The fact of the matter is that crime rates are at an epic high. See LA, New York, Miami, Baltimore, Detroit. Shall I go on? Dementia omitted context of a Trump comment following the Iowa school shooting. Of course he did. The president said billionaires pay an average of federal tax rate at 8.2%, but that's a White House calculation that includes earning and unsold stock or income. Dementia also said because of the Affordable Care Act, you mean the Bend Over America and the Ass Act, yes, over 100 million people can no longer be denied healthcare insurance due to pre-existing conditions. But pre-ACA employer plan coverage, many of those people couldn't deny policies. Yes, you couldn't deny it. You had no choice but to take it. Dementia said that cutting our carbon emissions in half by 2030, that's the U.S. goal relative to 2005 emissions. But studies suggest current policies will not reduce emissions by that much. And being that Dementia wants electric cars across the board by that time, by 2030 to 2050, yeah, you and your gasoline, you and your petrol car engines, yeah, good luck with that. Because mine, I'm keeping mine, and you're going to have to wrestle that bitch from my cold, dead hands. And now my thoughts. First, with the father of the fallen Marine, Mr. Nakuri. God bless you, sir. And my condolences on your sons, one who died in the line of duty, trying to get evacuees out, and the other who took his life because of his brother's death. It's absolutely tragic and disgusting that you still have Dementia Joe still to this day not be accountable or responsible. Anyone held in regards to the botched up that was the withdrawal in Afghanistan. Pathetic. And then we go to the actual state of the onion. Most of that I just read off to you was absolute bullshit. That's the reason why I was giving my comments in between each one, because they were absolute bullshit. We are worse now than we were under the final year of Donald Trump. That's a fact. You can look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. But people do. Ask legacy media, online media, misinformation, disinformation. That's what you get. So at the end of the day, the entire state of the onion smelled like shit. because it was trash. It was nonsense. It was bullshittery. It was buffoonery. It was assholery, as only Dementia Joe and the pathetic administration that he holds can do. Oh, by the way, also when it comes to freedom of speech, yeah, you don't give two fucks about that. See Steve Baker of The Blaze. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please have a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue to spread the word about the show. Help it continue to grow. And we'll see you next time. Peace.